Hello adventurers, welcome to another Fighting Fantasy video. In today's episode, guess what? We're looking at ALLANSIA. Oh yeah, baby! Look at that! We've got it! Guys, this is it. ALLANSIA. The trilogy complete, finally at last. We've done Dungeoneer, we've done Black Sand, and now finally, in the advanced Fighting Fantasy series, ALLANSIA. It's been a long time coming, and guys, if you're watching this and you're a newcomer to Fighting Fantasy and you're going, dude, it's only a book, man, calm down. This book is the rarest Fighting Fantasy book ever. Some places sell it for like 100 quid. I've seen it go for 400 on Amazon once, right? It really is very rare. There's not many people who have it. The reason being is this was printed and released, you know, back in like 95, I believe, 94. And this is at a time when the series was going down. This was at a time when, you know, interest was being more put into video games. And I think people were growing up. And those people that started reading these books at sort of the age of between 8 and 12 back in the 80s were now checking out girls and putting the books down. And there was no new following, you know, enough to carry on. So I feel like the series kind of tapered off a little bit, you know. And this was kind of on that back of that, the end of it. It's a really good book. The illustration at the front cover is done by John Sibbick, and all the illustrations inside are by Russ Nicholson, you know, and it's written by, you know, Mark Gascoigne and Pete Tamlin. So it really is a good book. I've read this cover to cover now, and it really is truly a third and extension in that advanced series. Let's have a look at some of the artworks, because it is like literally you do have maps inside. There is your classic maps, but also there are some really fantastic looking pieces of art here inside, you know, really detailed, and what you would expect from the advanced series as well. All three books really do have, and it's new artwork. It's not like it's been taken from previous Final Fantasy book. It's all new artwork, you know, so. And it really is really good, detailed, you know. Now, the book itself has an adventure inside of it, The Darkness Over Card, you know. And it's a different format, the book is, okay? So in Dungeoneer, you had a little bit of an intro with a little bit of a first play of the adventure that's in that. Then there was the rules for Dungeoneer and teaching the sort of games master how to create the game. And then the finale of that adventure with your friends. And with Black Sand, it was split into two. Now this one, it's not like that. In fact, the entire adventure is at the end of the book. It is quite a thickly adventure as well. It's no, I mean, it covers a quarter of the book, so it's no pushover, okay? But yeah, there's no part one and part two. In fact, you could almost say that it's nearly half the book itself. So this is the adventure here, this piece here, and that's the book. So you can actually see how thick that adventure is. It's massive, and it's really fun to play. Now, this ALLANSIA book goes into a broader and larger concept of gameplay. Or game creating than the previous two books do. So Dungeoneer focuses on the adventure, on the single person, the skills that you can have, the magic that you can possess, and that's really it. It focuses on the person, you know. Black Sand expanded that to a city where you could actually create a city, create it, fill it with people, you know, and it taught you more than just the one person. It taught you how to build a city. Now this one goes one beyond the city and teaches you how to create adventures in a massive landscape, you know, how to create large-scale battle adventures rather than just single one-on-one, you know. It goes beyond the city and actually covers the continent and how to create an adventure within the continent. Now, I've never known what's inside this book, right? So I've been reading Fighting Fantasy for like, I don't know, man, since I was 13, okay? And I'm 43 now. So that's like, whoa, 30 years, really? Man, That's a long time. And I've only just now gotten this one, and I've only just now learned what's inside the book. I never knew what was inside the book, you know? Yeah, sure, you could probably find a pirated version in a PDF copy, but who wants to play with PDFs? You can't do digital with Fighting Fantasy, can you? So, I mean, this book is really worth getting, guys. If you can find this, I've seen some people find it in charity shops for a couple of dollars or a couple of quid and gone, oh, really? I was gifted this, so I'm extremely lucky, but and thankful as well. It is really, I mean, only $4.99 when it first came out. The back cover, look at that. $4.99. It really is a good book. It really teaches you a lot if you're going to be creating your own adventures, on how you can do it on a big grand scale, and the adventure is pretty decent as well in the back of the book, and that's pretty much it. That's all there is to say really about this. I want to read the back cover though. Yeah. It says, the world of Titan is an extremely dangerous place. Mankind and its allies huddle in fortified settlements, for beyond the castle walls, the wildlands stretch across 3 continents. Out in the wastelands, orc tribes war with each other for dominance. Savage monsters roam at will in search of food. Evil sorcerers ready for inhuman armies for battle. No one, surely, would venture out into such hospitable places unless the rewards were so great a hero couldn't possibly refuse. ALLANSIA is the 3rd volume in the Advanced Fighting Fantasy series, and within its pages you will find rules for designing and running adventures in the savage lands of Titan. In Dungeoneer, you ventured into the deadly underground realms in search of treasure. In Black Sand, you dared enter the crime-ridden cities and towns. Now, it's time you to explore the wilderness in search of the greatest rewards of all. Right? It truly is like Skyrim. This book is basically Skyrim. You know, create your own, basically. And that's it. That's all there is to say, really. It's a good book. If you can find it in the wild, you know, in the wilds of ALLANSIA, grab it. It is worth getting. And now the trilogy is complete. Thank you so much, Victoria, for the donation. And guys, I shall see you all in the next one. Take care, adventurers. Bye-bye.